Hey everybody, Dave here for Dave's WordPress, and I want to show you today how to install one of your Quickstart kits. Now, it doesn't really matter which builder you have, the installation process really remains the same. So when you download the zip file, the first thing that you're going to need to do is to uninstall it into a directory that is the root of your website. And so for example, I'll just show you this. This is the root of the website. And so I have everything in here that I've unzipped. So with this being here, the next thing that you do is you go ahead and load the URL to the home page. And you should expect to see this error. Don't freak out. This is natural and normal. And it says that there's an error establishing a database connection, or setup is needed. Well, in this case, setup is needed because you just, you're just installing this. So click the setup. And then you'll get the Dave's WordPress Quick Start Kit installation. And this is powered by Akiba, which is one of the backup tools that is provided inside of the Quick Start Kit. In any event, we've modified it slightly to help you out with this. And the first thing that you're going to need to do is to read over all of this information as it relates to the Angie installer that is powered by Akiba. And it's just going to give you information about your website to make sure that certain configurations are good. You'll notice that not everything is green for me. I do have some yellows, and yellow are warning signs, and so installation will not be a problem with yellow. If you have red, you may need to fix that information or something on that server to deal with any issues that you're having. You can also read some of the documentation that's out here. You can also watch a tutorial, although the tutorial is for the base Akiba installation, but nonetheless the installer looks identical to this. So with nothing red, you should be able to simply just click on next. Okay, now here what you're going to do is you're going to choose the information that's pertinent to your server. So for us, the database server and the web servers in the same system, so we can use localhost. We're using a closed system on localhost on a dev box, so it's no big deal. Our database only has the username of root, which is horrible, and obviously no password, also horrible. Please do not duplicate this in a production site exposed to the internet. This is okay in-house on your development machine. But anyway, put your credentials in here, and you can go ahead and just leave the database name as it is. The DWP is for Dave's WordPress, so if you want to change that, you're more than welcome to. Otherwise, just leave it there. And then if you're running this for whatever reason, the second time, you can choose to drop, which will drop the tables and then recreate them. Anyway, no change is necessary here once you put in your credentials. Simply just go ahead and click Next, and you'll see that the database restoration was successful. Click this Next. And then at this point, these are the site parameters. So if you're selling, I don't know, Dave's Widgets and not Dave WordPress, you'll change this to Dave's Widgets. And then the tagline, instead of you do creative, I do the rest, you'll change it to whatever you want your tagline to be. And then, of course, this is the URL to your website. You may want to put HTTPS if you already have a SSL certificate installed. If you don't, do not use HTTPS or you're going to lock yourself out of your site. So anyway, just go ahead and leave that as this is for right now. You can always go back into the WordPress settings later and change that. Anyway, with this all being said and done, if you have any server specific changes, it will let you know in the next screen. So I'm going to go ahead and click Next. But for us, we're not really replacing anything. We're just installing it back to where it was. And at this point, it's very, very important. You want to remove this installation directory. And so what is that? That is this guy inside of the root directory. This is installation folder. So when we go ahead and click remove the installation directory, we'll now notice that the installation folder has been deleted on the root of the server. And at this point, you can just visit your site's front end. With that being said, you are now looking at your Divi theme-based WordPress, and we're going to go ahead and log into this thing. So to do that, you'll just put in the WP-admin, and at that point, you'll be taken to this screen. Now, DW-admin is both the username and the password for the default. So go ahead and log in. And the first thing that you're going to want to do is come over here to users, and you're going to want to edit this guy, and you're going to want to edit the username, and you're going to want to edit the password. So please go ahead and do that. Make sure that it's secure, something that you remember, write it down, yada yada. But again, please, please, please make sure, especially if this is going to be a production site, change the default username and passwords. This is public software. Everybody else will have access to this, and they'll know how to hack, not even hack, just log right into your site. So with that being said, I want to give you a quick understanding of all of the plugins that we told you are pre-configured. These are already pre-configured. I'll have separate videos on each of these plugins. Be sure to watch those. I'm not going to cover it in this video, but nonetheless, all of these are deactivated. Any plugins you're not using, please go ahead and delete them, at which point leaving them there but not activated could potentially create a security hole in your site. That's if this plugin has a vulnerability, and that's one of the services that we offer at Dave WordPress. We look for plugins that have known vulnerabilities, and when we find them, we put it in that report to you that you guys get an email about on a weekly basis. Anyway, this is Dave's Quick Start Guide, and we'll see you in the next few videos where we'll cover each and every one of these plugins and how to configure them in greater detail. Thank you. We'll see you in the next video.